Seek wisdom and knowledge. Fight the good fight. The cannons at Sumter shattered the nation, dividing it by the line of Mason-Dixon. Deeper than conflict and louder than battles, James fought on with courageous mettle. James sensed his future in books and with hope, while his deep secrets followed wherever he'd go. To the law, James is a criminal and a fugitive. For his humanity, 60% worth is all they would give. With Bobby beside him through lectures in class, they ensured their future with every assignment passed. Students were divided and tempers grew high, while questions of justice demanded replies. They argued save union or shatter the chains, while civility corroded into rust and stains. Yet James stayed determined through challenge and doubt, believing one day the truth would win out.
Seek wisdom and knowledge.
Fight the good fight. One evening his door opened and revealed his past, present and future, which left him aghast. The Harrises came and embraced him completely, giving James a belonging he'd spent his life seeking. They shared a meal with Mrs. Howard and the other men who lived there who were just like his brothers. And James's heart struggled with the joy inside, and the frightened young fugitive started becoming a man. The bells rang at midnight and continued through the dawn, to an announcement of freedom that seemed to have come. Yet James remained both suspicious and doubtful, you see, because a political solution did not mean he was free.
Seek wisdom and knowledge.
Fight the good fight. Then voices grew louder from cities and states, demanding black men to step up to the plate. Then Frederick Douglass wrote men of color to arms, and by the tens of thousands the men did respond. James looked over slowly,
and Bobby replied,
no more standing still, let us stand side by side. So they stepped up, signed up, and their enlistment began, transforming two scholars into soldiers and men. They spent several days saying goodbyes to all, and prepared to leave for Philly to answer the call. They were ready for battles in Tennessee, but the first one they faced was in New York City. In the middle of July in '63, the draft riots rose in protest. James and Bobby had to run, dodge and duck to save their necks. The poor were angry, the rich could buy their way out of military service. The millions of dollars and hundreds of lives lost made the Union nervous.
seek wisdom,
Seek knowledge.
seek knowledge.
Fight the good fight! The men of the 99th learned to march through Tennessee clay, and learned what survival demanded of them each day. The men found solutions where dependence was a must, and camaraderie was forged through hardship built trust. Bobby's demeanor brought laughter, his creativity strengthened the regiment, which made him a leader of men and someone heaven sent. While James learned leadership from his commander, Major Steph, which gave him authority he embraced with Bobby's help. War is cruel, callous, vicious, and about life doesn't care. A rebel slug found Bobby's chest, his ending beginning there. All the men of the 99th paused and were hesitant to exhale. Outwardly James was stoic, but inside he loudly wailed.
Seek wisdom and knowledge.
Fight the good fight! The black flaggers marched through the carnage in their mismatched gray, and left neither hopes nor dreams in their violent wake. The intrepid regiment valiantly fought, but the roll call grew thin. Only James and 2 others carried their memories within. The wagons rolled east toward Boston, while James's mind cried with the why and how and what to say about Bobby's demise. He barely blinked, he barely spoke, and he struggled to hold on. Still seeing Bobby, still hearing Bobby, although Bobby was gone. Then suddenly a scene in the bubbling stream in familiar peace ground awakened a place and stared in his face. Something lost that was now found. Penelope waited through weather and years,
Still standing through silence.
abandonment tears.
Abandonment tears.
He came not in shackles, not dragged, not ashamed, but dressed in blue uniform, carrying name. Mr. Boo stood waiting and knew him at sight, and Eddie came running through tears and delight. The plantation had changed, old suffering had passed. The symbols of cruelty were gone at last. The whipping tree no longer where it had stood, a church in its place, built from the transformed wood. Then James spoke the truth he had hidden for years, and sorrow poured out through confession and tears. He learned being free is more than a plan. It's learning to live and becoming a man.
Seek wisdom and knowledge.
Fight the good fight.
Seek wisdom and knowledge.
Fight the good fight. Seek wisdom and knowledge. Fight the good fight.